Welcome to this YouTube channel, Bhagwan Ki Baatein, where we talk only and only about God. In the ongoing series, Stories of Great Saints, we are narrating some of the episodes from the life of the great Bhakt Narsi Mehta. In the previous capsules, we learned how Narsi Mehta's son got married. What role did Lord Krishna play? He himself did the whole wedding. So turning now to another episode, a pious Brahmin named Keshav Bhatt arrived quickly at the house of Narsi Mehta. That Vishnu Bhakt was seated by a pure Tulsi altar. Remembering Lord of Vaikunt in his heart, he was lovingly repeating his name. Having put aside all thoughts of bodily needs, he enjoyed deep meditation, putting aside disturbances of his life. He lived in peace because of his knowledge of non-duality. Suddenly seeing the Brahmin coming into the house before him, Narsi Mehta lovingly bowed to him. He spread a mat for the Brahmin and seated him upon it. He said to him, "Where are you from? And where are you going?" The Brahmin replied, "I'm going to the city of Dwarka. The road from here is through a very difficult country, and there are robbers in the way. I have brought here with me money to the value of 700 rupees as traveling expenses." Mind you, in those days, 700 rupees was a lot of money. "So write a check for the same and give it to me." When darkness had settled upon the town, I inquired of the people, "What merchant is there who would write a check for me?" They gave me your name. When Narsi Mehta heard these words of the Brahmin, he was very much troubled in his mind and said to himself, "Truly the people have deceived him, but the helper of the helpless, the advocate of his bhakts and protector. He has assumed many forms of avatars for the sake of his bhaktas." Thus determining in his mind, he said to the Brahmin, "The money which you brought from your house, place it here." The Brahmin, hearing him, replied, "Who is your agent at Dwarika? Tell me his name." Hearing him say this, the Vaishnav Bhakt Narsi Mehta replied, "His name is Savalsa Indra, and all the gods worship him. The four Vedas breaking out into song continually praise his good deeds. The Lord of Kailash, the husband of Uma, continually repeats his name. His chief shop is on the sea of milk. Another shop is in Vaikunt. He has lived at Gokul, Vrindavan, Mathura, and is in the home of Vaishnavas. In Mandesh, on the banks of Bhim, he has placed a great shop at Pandari, and he still stands there near to his bhakta, Shet Pundalik. He it is who is at Dwarika and who is carrying on his merchant's business from there. Vyas and Valmiki carry on business in such things as are connected with kirtans. One of his customers is Nama, and another the pious Bhakt Kabir. Buying the articles they sell, the dull-minded have been saved through their devotion to him." Hearing him say this, the Brahmin was satisfied. He placed the 700 rupees on the Tulsi altar. Can you believe that? At the same time, Narsi Mehta wrote a letter in the pleading terms. He said, "O Krishna, dweller of Dwarika, hear the plea of your servant. You are generous, ocean of compassion. When Upamanyu as a child asked for milk, you did listen to him and gave him the ocean of milk. Brahmadev has become weary in describing your qualities. O the husband of Rukmani, when the Brahmin Sudama came to visit you, you did give him a city of gold. You did perform a very wonderful thing. You did place the child Dhruv in his immovable position. Such are you, husband of Rama." Rama is another name for, by the way, for people who don't know, it's another name for Lakshmi. It's not Lord Rama. Lakshmi, Lord Vishnu's wife. You are the protector of your bhaktas. Do the chief amongst the generous ones and the brave. Listen to the reading of my letter, and by giving money to the Brahmin, O holder of the disc, satisfy him. It is because I trusted you, and I took the money from him. After hearing these pity-arousing words, you, O cloud of joy, rain down upon him. You may say that I have written the check on you, although you are unmanifested and the unconquered. But do not do that which will cause people to laugh at me. He wrote the following check: Savalasa, dweller in Dwarika, pay 700 rupees to the bearer of this letter. Thus writing the check, he gave it to the Brahmin. Can you believe that? Then immediately he invited the saints and sadhus, all the Vaishnavas and all the Brahmins of the village, and distributed all the money at once to them. Becoming free from the disturbances, Narsi Mehta sat repeating the names of the god. So all the money that Keshav Bhatt gave him, he distributed amongst the sadhus. The Brahmin made his obeisance to Narsi Mehta and started on his way. But as he walked along the path, he was wondering in his mind. He thought, I've never seen before a merchant so generous. In every way he seemed generous, and one indifferent to earthly things. He was in his house the very least food and raiment. With love and peace in his heart, he lovingly performs his kirtans. It is with such one that I have carried on this business. How did I make such a mistake? Becoming deeply concerned, he thought to himself, just as when one throws salt into the sea, it can never return, so my money is offered to Krishna, as it were, and it'll never come back. If one makes a sound into the air, no echo returns, just as I have now done by carrying on this business with Narsi Mehta. If you throw butter into the fire, it will never return. Do what you may. So what I have given to that Vaishnav has really been made an offering to Brahm, as it were. When giving water to the tulsi plant, one should not desire any fruit from it. So I do not now see that anything will come back to me from that check. If water is mixed with sea water, it will never return, so my money has truly gone into storehouse of Kuber. It is as if I placed flowers in the sky and they gave honey to the wind. So the God's Bhakt has distributed the money to the Brahmins. He now said finally to himself, why moan in vain for it? The Lord Krishna, the pervader of the universe, cares for everyone. And with these words, we will end this capsule here with a promise to be back with you to tell you the remaining part of the story when Narsi Mehta Bhakt wrote a check in the name of God. Until then, goodbye, good luck, and sadhana.